Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. The subject of my vlog today is in case of an emergency in the Philippines. Before I get started, let me welcome my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of my channel. It's truly been amazing, and I'll never take that for granted. What are you going to do when Murphy's Law shows up on your vacation? Or if you're over here living your best life as an expat, do you know what to do? Do you know your options? This is the reason I want to, revisit this topic, because I did one similar to this about a year ago, but I've got so many more viewers and so many more subscribers, so I thought and it's so important that I talk about it. You're so far away from home, but there's so many different types of emergencies, so we'll talk about a few, because that's going to decide how you're going to handle them, what your options are going to be. Now, if you get sick over here, or if you get injured, or you're in an accident, obviously you want to go to the nearest healthcare facility, whether it's a regional hospital, clinic, doctor's office. You want to find out as soon as you get to your location where the nearest facility is. You want to know that. A lot of times over here they will offer ambulance services, and I say that because ambulances over here are a lot different than where I come from. Most ambulances here are just glorified vans with sirens and crosses on the front. And that's because they're just simply transportation. They don't render any aid. So you want to know where these facilities are. Another thing you want to do is, even if you over here on vacation and you check the box for the traveler's insurance, you want to have some money, because usually that traveler's insurance works like this on a reimbursement terms. You pay over here, then when you get back, you file the claim. So you want to have some money. I always suggest that you have at least $1,000 to $2,000. That will be 50,000 to 100,000 pesos. I would say 100,000 if you can afford it, because 100,000 pesos over here will solve a lot of problems and solve a lot of emergencies. Because if you get into the hospital here, you can't get out without paying that bill. And just depending on where you are, the hospital may be 20, 25, 50 kilometers away. So find out where that hospital is. But the emergency here is 117. I don't know if they've got a national emergency number, but I know in Zamboanga it was 117. I believe it's 117 here. So if you get sick, guys, find out where the nearest healthcare facility is. I would do that the minute I check in my hotel room. You know, when you would think a lot of this stuff is common sense, but it's really not, guys. When we're on vacation, you're not thinking of an emergency. You're not thinking about things like this. But find out where that healthcare facility is in your area and know how far you are from there. Now, if you are a victim of a crime, robbery, theft, somebody breaks into your hotel room, you want to deal with the local police. I know you want to have you're tempted to call the U.S. Embassy or the embassy in your country, but U.S. Embassy is not going to do a whole lot. They're not going to investigate your crime. They're not going to try to solve it. Actually, what they're going to do is point you back in the direction of the local authorities. And usually, depending on where you are, they know who's doing this type of petty crimes and thefts and different things like that. And in the event something more serious, the United States Embassy, they will contact your family and let you know your situation. There's something called the STEP program that I always suggest people sign up for. If you're a U.S. citizen, it's free. It's called the Smart Travelers Enrollment Program. And it just lets the U.S. Embassy know where you are, specifically, in what general area. In the event something happens, they need to notify you, contact you, or whatever. But yeah, start with the local authorities if you're a victim of a crime. Now, what happens if you commit a crime? Well, it's the same thing. The local authorities are going to deal with you. You have to understand, when you're in the Philippines, you're under Philippine law. The U.S. Embassy will tell you that. Again, they'll contact your family. They will point you or them in the direction of lawyers who speak English and can help you. But they're not going to help you in any way when that's concerned. What about if you get robbed and you don't have any money over here, you're destitute? That's an emergency. Now, that's something that the United States Embassy will do for you. They'll have what's called a repatriation loan, but you have to qualify for that loan. And you can go on the travel.state.gov site and it'll give you more information on that. But once you qualify, they'll give you a loan to help you get back home. But what they'll do is they'll take your passport until you, it's collateral, until you pay the loan back. Once you pay it back, then you're able to apply and get your passport back. Something else they'll do, what if in the event of the robbery or someone takes your wallet, your passport is lost or stolen? They will do that. You can call American Citizen Services, I believe that's the name of it. And they can arrange to have another passport made right there in that embassy. I had that done before, but it was only for a week. They gave me, I think it was a week or a certain amount of time for you to get home and reapply or whatever it is you have to do. I actually could have reapplied here. I don't know, I can't remember the circumstances, but yeah, they made me a passport right then and there at the embassy in Manila. So yeah, there's some things that you want to do, guys. When we come over here, we're starry-eyed, we're all excited. There's people who are on their vacation, you know, especially over here. I tell you all the time, this place is like none other. I mean, I'm reading that book with the Beatles. They had to find that out the hard way, man, but that's a whole other story. I kind of talked to you about that on my live stream in the morning. I was able to get some Wi-Fi, and so my live streams will be up and going again. It wasn't what I wanted, but it's gonna work. But yeah, guys, in the event of emergency, we want to be prepared the best you can, you know, for an emergency, because we never know when they're gonna happen, when Murphy's Law is gonna show up. But having some money, whether you're here on vacation or you're an expat, have that put away. I've got $2,500. I won't touch it all. I don't care how hungry I am. I don't care how long it is until my next pay that I get from my insurance and book of business. I would never touch that. It's $2,500 right now. So that's about 125,000 pesos. That helps me sleep at night. It gives me a peace of mind knowing that if something were to happen, that's going to cover it. Unless it's just something really, really serious. When you get here, or even before you get here, make sure that you know where the healthcare facility is located in your area. If you're in Cebu, Manila, if you're in that expat alley, you really don't have anything to worry about. It's right there. Okay? But if you're in one of these provinces, one of these municipalities, it's going to be a little different. So you want to know where that is. You want to have that money. You want to know that number, 117, is usually what it is. That's what it was in Zamboanga. That's what it is here. Have that money, guys. You're going to need it. If you're in the event of a crime, call the local police. Find out where that the local police station is, wherever you're going to be staying. This sounds like common sense stuff, guys, but it's really not. No one ever thinks about an emergency when they're on their vacation. Even when you're living over here, you don't think about it, but they happen. And we want to know where we can go to get some help. If you commit a crime, you're under the laws of the Philippine government over here. It's not a whole lot that your embassy is going to be able to do for you. They can steer you in the direction of some English-speaking lawyers. They'll contact your family. If it's more serious and you die, they're not going to pay to have your body repatriated. They'll contact your family or and let them know. Okay, they're not going to give you any money toward that. But some things that they will do, if your passport is lost or stolen, you can get that replaced. If you do get robbed and you're completely out of money, you can't get back home, and you meet the requirements for a repatriation loan, they will lend you that money. But they're going to take your passport as collateral for that. Okay? Once you get back, your passport is going to be stamped void. Then once you pay back the loan, they'll let you apply for your passport again. If you have problems with a neighbor here, and sometimes that happens. Not with me, because I don't drink. I don't stay up late at night. But a lot of times, the squabbles over karaoke here. They're singing too loud. They're singing too late. And, you get in an argument or something. You don't even want to go to the police. You want to go to the barangay officials here. Wherever you live, a barangay is like a community, like a neighborhood. So every city, wherever you're staying, you're going to be in a barangay. I'm in barangay 2 here. So if I had a problem with my neighbor over here, I'd wait till the morning and I'd go see the barangay officials, the barangay captain. Hey, let him know, hey, such over there, he keeps throwing trash in my yard, whatever he's doing. You want to handle it like that. See, the Philippines is a different place, man. They don't do business the same way here as they do in your home country. And I always reiterate that over and over and over and over. Repetition, repetition, repetition. When you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. When you're in the Philippines, you do as the Filipinos do. But you want to know your options. You want to know what to do in the event of an emergency. You're 8,000 miles from home. Who am I going to call? Where can I get some assistance? Okay? So thank you so much for stopping by. Just to revisit this subject. Because it's very, very important. No one ever thinks about it. You probably could, I don't even know if any other Philippine vloggers even going to talk to you about emergency, because we're always talking about the good times. The party, the beautiful women, the beaches. No one ever says, hey, what happens if I break my leg? Or somebody pickpockets me? Or I get in a fight and they lock me up in the local jail. What can I do? But I like to cover stuff like that on my channel. I like to talk about real life stuff. Because real life is what's going to happen to you over here. It's not going to be all that shiny stuff all the time. So thank you for stopping by. If you're in America, it's early. You're getting up. You're ready to go to work. Go to the gym. Get a newspaper. Get a cup of coffee. If you see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat. Buy them something to drink. Give them a few dollars. It's getting cold over there. It's been many times, man. And I don't say this stuff to brag. I've taken the coat off my back and given it to someone in the street. Because somebody did it for me. If you're in the Philippines, it's pitch black now. It's about 7:30 p.m. I hope before you came in today that you were able to find somebody to help intentionally. Not a day goes by, I promise you, that I don't help somebody over here. People need our help. Yeah, it's loosening up over here. Domestic tourism is opening back up. But they needed our help before then. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.